allow anybody to think anybody else.
I heard a statement he made, Mike, about how important getting off in the first game is. So he's well aware that they want to get off and going quickly.
Lister and Parrish are going to go up, and we are at last underway in the Eastern Conference Final, and Hodges easily controls the tap. He'll be picked up by Danny Ainge. McHale is going to take Cummings. DJ can't get through a screen. Pressey is short. Ainge has got the rebound. Boston looks to run. Lister is on Parrish. Brewer is on McHale. Cummings is on Bird. A second rebound. DJ the loose ball. Illegal defense is whistled early here on the Bucks, I believe.
Celtics spotted the mismatch. Hodges guarding Bird, and Pressey tried to get to him. You're not allowed to double team a man if he doesn't have the ball. Illegal defense.
That's the earliest we've ever seen one, Tom. Just about 30 seconds into the game. Roberts spins away from Cummings, but is called for hooking him on the way by.
Well, they're kind of having everybody first man up gets whoever he can pick up for the Bucks. Cummings started with Bird. That time he ended up with Parrish.
Hodges backs it out, goes to Pressey, who's wide open baseline. Rebound to Parrish, who played a minute. Nobody scored yet.
Now Brewer trying to take on Kevin McHale.
Lister clears it. Hodges, runner in the lane, and Ainge is going to be called with the foul.
Hodges, Pressey, Moncrief, and Pierce, all good outside shooters, except Moncrief, perhaps. And if you go out there and charge at them, they'll up fake, and they've developed a driving game. They can put heat on the defense. And if the Celtics defense is spread out a little bit, as the Philadelphia 76er defense was spread out, some of these guys are getting in and driving to the hoop.
Hodges, as you see, has played very well this year for the Bucks. A lot of people said Craig who when he came over in the deal involving Cummings and Marcus Johnson, Jr., Bridgman, headed down towards Los Angeles. He has found a home in Milwaukee, and the Bucks are up 2-zip.
There comes a little press.
And they're looking to trap DJ. McHale is going to get some of the pressure off. Ainge, the up fake on Brewer, penetrates. Good in a foul. Kevin McHale just kind of followed Danny Ainge in there, and Ainge found him.
Well, Don Nelson showed a little press action after a free throw. Up fake by Danny Ainge, moves Brewer, and then takes the alley, draws all the defense, lays it off nicely to McHale. Good play by Danny Ainge. So Don Nelson has pulled out a couple of stops here early. Different matchups, pressing after free throws. Celtics will have to be on their toes.
Dennis Johnson had applied a little pressure himself last trip, but now the Celtics just pull back and wait for the Bucks to bring it up. Cummings coming out to the free throw line. He's got DJ in the switch. Inside, Lister doesn't go, but a foul is called. This one either on Bird or Parrish. If it's Chief, yes it is. It's number 2.
Bird ends up with Lister or Brewer. I think Don Nelson will attack Larry Bird. This time it's Lister who got by Bird, and Parrish has to come over. It didn't look like there was much contact there. But they give the foul to Parrish nonetheless. That's 2. Not a happy Chief.
Not right now. Lister goes for the bubble.
Bubble.
The Bucks shot just 70% from the line against Philadelphia in that series. Ainge is free. Nobody home.
The Celtics showing good patience that time, but their timing just a wee bit off.
Second turnover on Boston here.
Good concept, though. Make them move themselves.
Hodges. Bird the rebound. Brewer the foul.
And it was a good foul because Danny Ainge was wide open up the other end of the court. Danny takes off on the shot. And Bird with the good block out. And even though Brewer's that much bigger, Bird still comes up with the rebound.
DJ looking to post up Pressey. Bumps him a couple of times. Offensive foul called on Dennis Johnson.
That's the one that usually goes the other way when you're at home.
I thought Pressey went down a little quickly.
Yeah, that was Actors Studio special.
Lister inside. Oh, he's having a hard time getting him down tonight. And Ainge takes the rebound away, and the foul is going to go on Lister. Danny Ainge has really been hustling on both the offensive and defensive board. Lister's third foul on the Bucks.
Lister very foul prone, Mike, and he's got to stay in the ball game if they're going to hope to do anything against Boston.
Parrish long with it, and Cummings has got the rebound.
They haven't worked the McHale matchup yet.
Both teams are having a little trouble getting off the mark here. 3-2 with 8:50 to go in the first. Cummings penetrates. Gets his own rebound. Rebound McHale. DJ got it.
A little running will do it. A little running will do it.
Don Nelson is up immediately and telling his club to slow it down. It looks like they're going to do the little spread the floor routine. He brings Pressey out. Now they isolate and clear aside for Cummings on McHale. DJ came on the double, but Cummings laid it in. I thought he did too.
He walked.
Bird handoff to Ainge. Blocked by Brewer. Bucks a chance to take the lead. Brewer inside. Sweeps. That move looked like it called for a hook shot, but it came out kind of a running right-hander. DJ again.
Looked like a flamingo that time, right? Spreading his wings down at Hialeah or something.
Not sure what that was. Don Nelson again up the top of your screen, really calling a play almost every time up for Milwaukee. This time it's an isolation for Pressey, and he gets the layup. Knocked out of bounds by the Bucks. It'll be Boston ball.
Well, Boston evidently is going to look long, hoping to really put a little run on the Bucks. Take advantage of the fact that they might be a little tired after a 7-game series against the Sixers.
Ainge wants it. Brewer got a piece of it. McHale steals the rebound for 2. Kevin with 5 of Boston's 9. Pressey again inside. McHale made him change the shot. Parrish has got the rebound.
Parrish a little bit late in getting that outlet out.
Now they're looking to go to Kevin. Inside on Brewer.
That's the first time they've worked that matchup, and there's no way Brewer's going to stay with him. Does not have the mobility. Kevin's just developed too many moves for Brewer to handle.
Now Brewer was trying to post up Bird down low. He still is. A little trouble getting organized here. And McHale blocks the shot of Cummings, and they don't get it off in 24 seconds.
Excellent defense that time by Kevin McHale. Waited until Cummings went up for the shot, got right on his shooting hand.
And the Bucks want a timeout. 6:14 to go here in the first. Boston by 5. Welcome back to the Garden, everybody, and the Celtics are up by 5 with 6:14 to go here in the first. 2 of them coming on this play.
Well, this is one of the reasons why the Celtics really gain the respect of all the teams. Their offensive rebounding, and Bird does it better than anybody, keeping it alive. Nice little tip down to McHale. And Boston, if they keep banging that offensive board like that against Milwaukee, the Bucks will have all kinds of problems because Pressey will pick up some fouls, and so will Brewer.
I didn't catch that first time around. As you see the field goal percentage, the Bucks just 2 of 11. Ricky Pierce is now checked into their lineup. They get a little smaller. They really don't, because Hodges is gone now. Lister picks off the pass, and here comes Pierce. Pierce, good pull-up jump shooter. Bird is open. Fakes the three-pointer. He's got Pressey. DJ's the open man. 3 for 3 for Dennis Johnson.
Great patience by Danny Ainge to draw the defense. DJ wide open.
Milwaukee just 2 of 12 now in the game. Cummings will try outside. The ball will go back and Cummings will get it. Joe's going to give him that shot, that's for sure. Randy Brewer sweeping hook. Parrish clears. Boston again looking to run. McHale.
That was a little breakdown in Milwaukee's defense. McHale simply out-hustled Brewer up the court.
The Celtics have opened it to 9. The Bucks clear aside for Pressey. Now Cummings comes over for that little 2-and-2 game. Cummings sweeps to the hoop. Rebound Bird. Larry looked up to the breaker, and it was Parrish who was ahead.
Why, Milwaukee's only getting 1 shot.
Lister picks off the pass, loose out of bounds, and they say it's Milwaukee ball. Looked like that one off Lister's foot. 5th turnover on the Celtics. They lead by 9. Cummings a drive. It won't go down, but he's going to pick up a foul on the way through.
Oh,
Milwaukee is not only missing Tom, they're missing badly.
I'll tell you, and they're getting a few breaks with the fouls here too early.
Robert Parrish, as you see, picking up his 3rd, and Bill Walton is up immediately off the bench.
Sure looked to me like Parrish was sitting there waiting on that Cummings drive.
Here's a look at Bill talking things over with Kevin McHale. The Bucks had set an NBA record for field goal percentage in a 7-game series against the 76ers. That has deserted them tonight. Cummings is just 1 of 6, and the team is 2 of 15. Not doing much better at the free throw line.
I'll tell you, Terry Cummings, though, has to be a very tired basketball player. That was a grueling series for the Bucks. And he did a lot of board banging with the likes of Charles Barkley, and now he's facing an even bigger group of forwards and centers, and Parrish, Walton, McHale.
And that is going to be a foul on Cummings, who just came out and popped Bird with the shoulder. I mean, he popped him too.
Well, Larry Bird just said, well, we'll see what happens the next time, pal.
And Bird going at Cummings now, and the foul's going to be on Cummings. That's 2, and Bird gives him a look as he backs off. Now, Cummings really did come out and nail Bird the first time. That's going to put the Bucks over the limit, so Larry's going to get a chance to shoot.
It's called putting your knee in the man and warding him off and making him go outside. Terry, you cannot do that.
You see Larry's numbers for the playoff. Outstanding. Just outstanding.
I don't really think the Celtics were truly tested in that Atlanta series. And a few days off, Nelson is screaming at Jeff Kersey.
Ricky Pierce down low. Walton came to help. Brewer hits the hook. Every shot by Randy Brewer looks like something of an afterthought.
It's an adventure.
It really is. Pierce rebounds the Ainge miss. Bucks are suddenly getting very physical in this ball game. Nice hands by McHale. 3-on-3 break. DJ short with that one. Dennis was looking for the foul. He didn't get as Pierce hit him on the jumper.
I think the Celtics are getting the better of it here in the first quarter.
Pierce misses the layup. Came over the back of Walton. Underneath Bird. Somehow.
Save that, baby.
Somehow he got that up there.
I'll tell you, nobody finds blue sky better than Larry Bird. He will find a way.
Cummings throws it away. And the Bucks are going to take a timeout. Don Nelson is really coaching his socks off over there on that other sideline. 19-9. Celtics by 10. 2.5 to go in the first. 30 days for delivery after the last playoff game. Bird again isolated on Cummings. Right by him. Right by him.
Whoa. Cummings was determined not to go for a fake. And Bird said, if you don't go for the fake, I'm going around you.
Cummings just traveled with the basketball and won't give it to Bill Walton. And that's going to be a delay of game warning, I would think, against the Bucks. No?
Yeah, Terry Cummings is getting a little feisty here.
Certainly, he's getting more than a little feisty. Now they're going to pick on him again. Bird shoots over him.
Don't get me mad, Terry Cummings.
23-9, Boston. Cummings uses a Brewer screen. Lister goes to the bench.
Now they've gone to that small lineup.
Going to go to some lineup here. Pressey launches a three-pointer. 5 for Pressey. He's the leading scorer. They only have 12 with a minute and a half to play here in the first.
This has not been what you'd call an artistic success.
Bird has got Pressey on him now. Goes by him. Pressey is there. Nice play by Pressey after Bird got the step. Cummings walked again and got away with it, but McHale got a piece of the shot in the middle to Ainge. Danny. Yes, and a foul.
Foul way out around half court, however, Mike. They'll not allow the hoop. It'll be 1-on-1.
See if we can pick up where he did call the foul.
Just about where he catches the ball. You see him right here. That's the foul they called. He goes a couple of more dribbles before he gets the shot off. I tell you, this guy has really come into his own.
He has.
Playing with so much poise and hitting key shots and hustling on the boards and just filling in empty spaces that the Celtics need to have. And Danny would love to beat Don Nelson and the Milwaukee Bucks after what Nelson has said about him a couple of years ago.
Cummings got away with a moving screen. I mean, he just walked Ainge out of that play. Cummings now is on Walton after getting in a little foul trouble and also losing his cool. McHale triple teamed. Bird the loose ball. Walton the basket.
So those two communicate. Walton and Bird. I guess they do.
Pierce takes it with 24 seconds on the clock. Rebound Ainge. I'm not sure that's what Nelson wanted. DJ blocked nicely by Pressey. Bird wants it. And he's fouled on the way through. 13 seconds to go here in the first.
Boston has got their fast break going. They didn't score on the initial thrust, but boy, the defense is disorganized. That's what Nelson counts on. You see the foul there on Brewer. If you can get them where they're trying to pick people up, you can beat this Buck team. Once they get an organized defense set up and can read the play, they're tough.
You see Cummings going to the Milwaukee bench. Sam Vincent's going to make an early appearance here for Danny Ainge.
They got a foul to waste, and he'll waste it.
Nice call, Coach.
Like about 15 years ago, you know, where used to have guys come in. Mike Reardon came in, the old Providence College player for the Knicks. Use up his 6 fouls down the stretch.
Bird gonna move. Way to go get him, Sam. Got him with 3.
That was a good foul. Now they will only have 3 seconds to get something going. That's Don Nelson saying, oh, they got a little out-coached that time by...
Sam Vincent gets a big hand as he goes out. Danny Ainge comes in.
Out of the way to go, Sam. Casey Jones out-coached Nelly a little bit there.
Pierce at the buzzer. Goes down, no bucket, no foul. Boston by 17 at the end of 1 quarter. Our score, the Celtics 29, the Bucks 12.
And when do I get to the line around here?
Well, there you see the shooting. Milwaukee actually with 2 more shots taken than Boston, 23-21, but shot just 17%. 17-10. Boston dominating the boards. Pierce, Pressey, Lister, Hodges, and Mokeski are now out there for the Milwaukee Bucks. DJ and Jerry Seasting, the guards for Boston. Bird, Wedman, and Walton up front. Bill was looking for a cutter. Now he faces off himself and hits off the glass.
Well, Mokeski was down and Walton was up, and off the glass it went.
Lister. Too hard.
Walton disturbed the rhythm of that shot.
Wedman.
Okay, Scott, here you go. Here you go, here you go.
I'd like to see Scott really get it cranked up in a ball game here. And Nelson's going to use his 22nd timeout early. 11:10 to go here in the first half. And the Celtics have stretched it to 21. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Boston Celtics and is intended solely for the private non-commercial use of our audience. Any publication, reproduction, retransmission, or other use of the pictures, descriptions, and accounts of this game without the express written consent of the Boston Celtics and Sports Channel is prohibited. Announcers on this broadcast are selected by Sports Channel and approved by the Boston Celtics, who are currently on a 16-3 run. The 12 points in the first quarter by the Bucks ties an NBA record for fewest points in the first quarter of a playoff game. The Celtics are throwing some defensive quarters at people here. Ask the Atlanta Hawks about that.
I think it was just a combination of this team is a little bit tired, the Bucks, and good defense by the Celtics. They don't have that many places to go, the Bucks, to score. It's an outside game with Terry Cummings, and that's about it.
Charles Davis is into the lineup now. Scott Wedman called in a foul outside on Pressey. First on Scotty, the first against the Celtics here in the second quarter. Hodges wants it on Seasting, draws the foul and hits the basket.
Nice move by Hodges. Head fake, lifts Seasting. The only part of Seasting's body that contacted Hodges was around the calf. Okay. I'm telling you, they're getting some good calls here.
Still is struggling, though. 3 of 7 now from the free throw line.
Liable will not get much better for the Bucks in this series either. I mean, they do not have that many places to go. Walton again goes.
Seasting steals the rebound away from Pierce, and the Celtics get a fresh 24. Kevin McHale up at the scorer's table looking to come back in. Bird wants the ball on Pressey.
One-on-one has the double.
Seasting's going to pick that up. That was a pretty questionable play out of Paul Pressey, and Walton's open.
What a heads-up pass by Jerry Seasting. Split the Buck defense. Wow.
Milwaukee has scored 14 points in 14 minutes. Hodges a runner. Walton a rebound. Seasting the outlet. He's got DJ with him. Finds him. Back to Jerry. Rebound Davis.
That's all right. Just keep pushing it up the court like that, looking.
That's an offensive foul on Paul Pressey as he ran over Dennis Johnson.
Bucks are really getting angled off the basket defensively by the Celtics. They're not getting good shots. Look at DJ.
He was there, okay.
He sure was there. But the only move Pressey would have had would have been to step further to his right, which would have been an awfully difficult shot. And the Celtics are really taking anything coming straight to the basket and angling it off.
Keski gets away with a reach, and it's going to be Milwaukee ball. Here comes Lister back in. That's 6 turnovers now on the Celtics. Hodges will go out, so the Bucks get bigger. Davis, Mokeski, and Lister now the front line. Pressey and Pierce the guards.
They were bigger, they were smaller, and
what a steal by Dennis Johnson. Seasting, yes, and a foul. Save that one. Save that one.
Larry Bird was not kidding. We want to get that first game in the win column. Nice pickoff by DJ, and look at this pass. And Seasting up strong against Pierce. Who was the foul on? Pierce, huh?
Boston by 24. Whoa. Nice save by Dennis Johnson. Up it comes to Seasting. To Walton for 2. And another foul. Save that one. That was better.
What a play by Bill Walton, coming down, 4th man up the trailer. I mean, he powered it through there.
I guess.
And Don Nelson knows right now they've got all guns firing, the Celtics.
And there it breaks out between Alton, Lister, and Kevin McHale. You had a feeling this was going to happen right from the first quarter, late in the first quarter, when Cummings started to get really feisty. Casey Jones is out at half court, really upset with Jess Kersey, I think, for letting this go a little too far.
I'm not calling it both ways, to tell you the truth there. And Jess Kersey now is talking to Kevin McHale, Mike Mathis to Lister. Nelson's trying to calm Alton Lister down.
You see Casey
with the great debate. No, that's the great debate with the palms up. Let's take a look at this happen. Well, just kind of looking at each other in the face, the right of your screen. And Kenny Field says, boy, this looks more interesting. I'm dropping the ball and see what's going to happen here.
Lister comes right back for 2.
I mean, the Bucks are getting embarrassed here.
Yeah, they are. McHale. Kevin in double figures with 11. Bird's got 11. Fields, nowhere.
Oh, beautiful.
McHale got a piece of that, I believe.
Boy, he just timed it perfectly.
McHale wants to go inside on Fields. Does.
No double team. Nelson does not know whether to double, not double. They've taken all the strategy right out of his brain.
Kevin McHale, 6 of 6. Boston a 28-5 run. Mind you, the Atlanta Hawks, 7:37 to go here, first half. It's a blowout.
Down that court that quickly, but he could smell too.
Walton's got Hodges in the switch. Carlisle in the ball game. Davis missing outside. And I think the foul is going to be on Scott Wedman. The Celtics have got Bill Walton in the middle, Kevin McHale and Scott Wedman up front, Rick Carlisle and Jerry Seasting at the guard.
I tell you, that was outstanding basketball for about 4 minutes. Wow.
Lister again counted the foul. 28-5 was the Celtic run before that hoop by Lister.
Well, what you have to do now is just continue to play hard. And there's a tendency at times when you're this far up, even at this stage of the ball game in the first half, to kind of relax. Casey Jones knows better. In comes Larry Bird. Wedman played well while he was in there.
Lister, who has missed a couple at the line here so far tonight. Keep that record straight. Bird pops out. Charles Davis is going to cover Larry. Or try. McHale tracks it down. It's knocked out of bounds by Fields. Celtics have 6 seconds on the shot clock. McHale has got Lister this time. And the Celtics are going to use their 22nd timeout here. Celtics didn't like the way Milwaukee was lining up defensively. No one was covering Bird, and they had Kevin McHale surrounded down low. Look at Don Nelson and his club. And now they're going to take a full timeout. So we'll take a break too. 6:52 to go in the half. 45-18 Boston. Welcome back. The Celtics again with 6 seconds on the shot clock here. You see the front court scoring just dominated by Boston. Rick Carlisle is going to inbound the ball. Boston also killing them on the boards too. 24-12. Down low they find McHale and get the bucket.
And Lister right there on his shooting hand. I'll tell you, Kevin McHale, nobody can defend him.
McHale is hobbling a bit after he caught a knee with Fields. Celtics now are over the limit, I believe, with 6.5 to play.
Gee, they just, I think he stepped on his foot or his knee, banged his knee.
The line has 2 shots.
The Celtics are going out on those outside shooters. And then when they are forced to put it on the floor, the Bucks, the rest of the Celtics are covering up in the paint. I'll tell you, they're playing some kind of good team defense, the Celtics.
Milwaukee is 3 of 10 from the free throw line. He's been playing good defense on the free throws.
That's not why they're 29 down, though.
Bird for underneath looking for Walton, and it's picked off by Fields. Looked like he was going to launch a three-pointer. It comes up quickly to Davis. Goes on Carlisle, and Rick gets a piece of it. It's the 6th foul called on the Celtics here in the second quarter, just 2 on Milwaukee. Danny Ainge is going to check back in, and Rick Carlisle will go out. So will Jerry Seasting. Dennis Johnson's going to come in. So the Celtics with 4 starters and Bill Walton on the floor right now. Robert Parrish on the bench with those 3 quick fouls he picked up.
Parrish did a great job rebounding on a defensive board. And Walton just did the same type of job, but also got the good outlet passes going to get that second unit, the green team, running.
Davis breaks the string at the line.
There's the press.
Celtics breaking right to half court. Walt can't get the layup. Fields bothered the shot. Bill thought he should have had it. Ricky Pierce in traffic is going to be short with the jumper. Davis tracks down the rebound. Lister. Walton clears quickly to DJ. Up to Danny.
Oh, yeah. DJ never did see Ainge, who was out in front of him.
Bird tried to sneak up on Lister from behind. Fields a three-point attempt, and he nails it. That's the second three-pointer tonight from the Bucks.
I tell you, Bird is masterminding this attack of the Bucks defense.
Bill tried to slip it inside. Fields couldn't control it. It'll be Boston ball. 11 seconds on the shot clock. Randy Brewer comes in, and Alton Lister goes out.
You know, that last pass from Walton to Bird, I think that was kind of the subject of Nelson's film sessions. I mean, there were three guys looking for Bird on the cut.
Offensive foul is called on Walton as Fields just fell down.
I tell you, that's 2 for acting tonight they've got.
The Bucks have got 5 minutes to try to make this respectable at the half. Hodges with 2 seconds on the shot clock. Pierce, a lucky rebound, so lays it in. Here's basket of the night for Pierce. No one has more than, well, Pressey's got 5 points. He is the high scorer for Milwaukee. Bird is being held underneath. Wants to go on Davis, and he's called for traveling. Bird kind of made his thoughts on that call known by just kind of rolling the ball after Mike Mathis.
I tell you, believe it or not, Boston is not getting the officiating breaks here.
Sure,
right the contrary.
Interesting to say when they're up 24, but it's true. 7 straight for the Bucks, and a foul is called on Davis. You hear the reaction of the Boston crowd.
I'll tell you, he's been wearing Charles Davis for about 4 trips up the court, and they finally got one. Now, here's Bird. Look at Davis all over him, and they finally call him.
Walton 2 more. And Bill has got a new playoff high of 11.
For the Celtics.
For the Celtics. Ainge, another rebound, his 3rd of the ball game. Danny looking for Kevin inside. Now Bill Walton will make his way into the offense. 13 on the shot clock. Bird trying to get away from Davis again. Danny, foul is going to go on Hodges. Terry Cummings coming back into the lineup for the Milwaukee Bucks. He's been down for a while. Ricky Pierce will go out. And Greg Kite immediately comes in for Boston. A little message is being sent here by the Boston bench, perhaps. Bill Walton is going to take a rest. And Bill gets a big hand, well deserved.
I'll tell you, he's been waiting for this type of playoff action. Imagine what happens from Bill Walton in the next round.
11 points and 7 rebounds in the first half for Bill Walton. Boston by 26 with 3:30 to go here in the first. Fields will fire away. Gets the roll. Ainge gets through the pressure. Goes coast to coast. Doesn't get down. Cummings the rebound. Cummings will try. Another rebound for Ainge. right about Danny, filling a lot of gaps, boy. He's just doing a lot of things on that floor. McHale faces Cummings. Goes by him.
Cummings afraid to foul now. Oh, so Kevin ought to have his day with Terry Cummings in that low post. They better get to the double team quick, and even that time it didn't dissuade Kevin from shooting.
Another three-pointer. That one from Hodges.
That's wonderful.
Well, they've got that part of their game locked up.
But they have no inside game. They haven't had since Bob Lanier left. And you don't win championships without that.
Feels the rebound, gets it out quickly to Hodges. Milwaukee ball, says Mike Mathis.
There's a man with agita.
Agita?
Yeah, ready for the by car, you know. Right now his tie is too tight, his shoes are too small. Belt needs to be opened up a notch or two.
Randy Brewer got away with one on Dennis Johnson. Celtics standing around a little bit here. Cummings can't hit. Kite clears it. Cummings is just 1 of 9 in this game.
Well, that's not Terry Cummings offensively. He's much better offensive player than that, of course.
McHale wants the ball on Brewer. He'll take it. Cummings out on the break himself. Nearly picked off by Ainge. Dennis got a hand on that one. Fields another basket. Bird. Yes, and a foul on Hodges as they just beat the Bucks up the floor. Jerry Reynolds is going to make his first appearance in the game for the Milwaukee Bucks, and Kenny Fields is going to go out. Fields played well while he was in there.
He's the only one that seemed to know where the basket was.
Yeah. Here's a look at Reynolds, first-round draft pick of the Bucks last year.
Good ball handler, but not much beef on Jerry Reynolds.
Well, we're going to see Mike Glenn for the first time tonight.
He can stick it from the outside.
Davis will sit down. .14 in the first half now for Larry. Boston's lead is 24 with 1:05 to play here in the first half. Cummings, 1 of 10. Ainge looking for a playoff high in rebounds. Bird has got Mike Glenn on him. Danny's open. Here comes Reynolds. Gets it up quickly to Hodges. Takes it in and draws a foul from Danny Ainge.
44. Service foul was on number 44.
Taking a look.
This Reynolds, nice cross pass, and Danny Ainge just takes away the attack of Hodges, but commits the foul. I'll tell you this, Danny is willing to do anything in this ball game. I don't think he likes the Bucks and Don Nelson in particular. Get the same feeling?
I get that feeling. I think that
I got that feeling.
those remarks of a few years ago still linger somewhere there. Good look at Hodges. He hits the first.
You know, the prior series, Mike, might have been a very competitive one, but it was one without centers. I mean, Moses Malone wasn't there, and the next plateau for the Bucks, they have to rely on their big people, and they couldn't do it against a team that didn't have a center. They always maintained a little bit of an illusion, the Bucks.
Bird sweeps through, and that'll be goaltending.
Well, Jerry Reynolds, you got Larry Bird, huh? Watch this. To the middle, left-hand hook. Little goaltending there.
Bucks surprisingly going to take the shot clock down here. Wedman just shadowing Reynolds. Takes a runner. No. Cummings the rebound. No. Reynolds the follow. Yes, with 1 second on the clock. DJ, long one. Picked off by Just Kersey underneath. We have played a half, and the Celtics are dominating. Our score at the half, Boston 60 and the Bucks 38.
As you see, they are 14 out of 47, 30% shooting, and getting beaten pretty badly on the boards too, John.
They do not have any semblance of Milwaukee game plan in operation in the first half. The second half, maybe they'll play a little bit better. But they got real big problems against Boston's front line. They've got to get something out of Lister, to Brewer, or Mokeski to try and combat McHale. Cummings cannot carry the team. That's where the letdown was in the first half. They rely so much on Cummings right now to give them their inside play or some of the scoring now that Moncrief isn't in there. And he didn't have a good shooting night. So that's the result.
Individually, the Celtic front line is indeed dominating. As you see, McHale 17, Bird 15, Walton a super effort off the bench. Look at Danny Ainge down there, 6 points and 7 rebounds as Boston really dominated on the boards. On the other side of the ledger, you're not going to see too many people with points. Nobody in double figures, as you can see. Hodges and Fields, not names you expect to see on the top of the scoring list, leading the way for the Milwaukee Bucks.
We can still win it if you guys will hang in there, and he's exactly right. And he wants his team to keep playing, not to roll over and play dead. Psychologically very important, and he's got the type of player that will play that way. So it's going to be a tough second half.
All right, let's see what happens. There's no surprises for the Celtics. Robert Parrish in the middle, Larry Bird, Kevin McHale up front, Danny Ainge, Dennis Johnson in the backcourt. Well, our statistician Dick Light tells us if the Bucks could come back and win this game, it would be the greatest comeback in terms of points for a team down at the half. Parrish over Cummings. First basket of the night for Robert Parrish, who got in that early foul trouble.
Cummings guarding him. Parrish not even going to see him.
Davis in the starting lineup here, second half, misses the jumper up. They're going to go at Cummings again. Won't go down. DJ.
But they're attacking Terry Cummings right away. That matchup, I dare say whoever Cummings was guarding will be seeing a lot of the ball.
Randy Brewer hits the turnaround. Boston by 24. Alton Lister is up at the scorer's table early. He would be coming in, I would imagine, for Davis. Bird outside. Brewer sweeps through, rolls in the hook.
No double team that time, however, so he had plenty of time to get the shot off. He does not handle a double team well, and should they want to shut him off, all they have to do is drop a man down there with him.
Parrish just spun away from Cummings that time. Cummings complaining on the baseline that he was hooked.
He got one of those in the first quarter on Robert Parrish. You're not going to get two. Cummings was leaning on him.
To the basket, gets it in a foul. Kevin McHale will pick up the foul. There's Lister back in, and Brewer went out, so Davis will stay in the ball game to cover Bird.
Brewer's having a hot hand offensively.
I know it. Cummings, who's been averaging 23 a game in the playoffs, with a high of 30, so you can see he has been consistent for Milwaukee. Tonight, though, just a total of 6.
He'll come alive in the second half. He's the focus of their offense.
Got away with a push there on Parrish. DJ, yes. Dennis now in double figures with 10. 4 Celtic players in double figures. Still no one from the Bucks with 9:21 to go in the third quarter.
I'll tell you, the Celtics could have a field day in the low post because they're not doubling right now, and everybody's staying with their own man, the Bucks.
You know who's been pretty invisible? This guy with the ball right here, Tom, who had some big games against Philadelphia. Lister is short with the hook. Davis to follow. DJ won't go down. And I think they're going to call McHale over the back in the rebounding action. Yes, they are. Let's take a look.
A penetration move by Dennis, and McHale did not get inside of Lister quick enough.
Hodges for a quick 2. He now has 11.
It's very important now the Celtics play with intelligence. Work the matchups that you feel you can use. Get that inside game going. There's little traps, you know, trying to take the Celtics out of their rhythm.
And McHale is going to be called for the foul. Lister went down like he had been hit with a sledgehammer.
Oh, what a joke. What a joke. And the referee, that's 3 times that the Bucks players have hit the deck. Give him an Emmy.
See, that's 4 on Kevin McHale. Bucks desperately need someone with a hot hand. Hodges, 3 more.
This is going to be the Bucks run now. Celtics have to dig in. Casey Jones wants a timeout.
8:08 left to go here in the third, and the Bucks have cut it to 16. We'll be back. Join us again on Thursday night for Game 2 of the Eastern Finals, when the Bucks will still be here to take on the Celtics. Follow all the action beginning the pregame show, 7:30. Kenny Fields now is into the Milwaukee lineup along with Pressey, Hodges, Cummings, and Lister.
Celtics have to get their heads back into this ball game.
McHale won't go down. Fields the rebound. Celtics have been outscored 14-8 here to open up the third, make it 16-8.
And the Bucks have come out of the locker room with a better attitude than the Celtics have.
14-point game. Bird won't go down, but the foul is going to be on Pressey, who is incredulous at the call.
Foul was on number 25, Paul Pressey, his 3rd personal foul, first on the team.
Well, they're not double teaming, and they're forcing the Celtics to go one-on-one. They're getting out, pressing the ball, making everybody come out a little bit higher than they normally would like to. So they're showing some form of aggressive defense, the Bucks. The Celtics are not capitalizing on that.
Larry now with 18. Boston led by 22 at the half. Pressey for 3. Ainge another rebound. 7 for Danny. Finds Parrish open. Yes.
Good penetration by Danny. Coast to coast. Nice laydown pass to Parrish.
Pressey going all the way. Gets his own rebound. Bird the rebound of the second miss. Up the half court to Ainge. Danny tried to throw it inside. Bird comes up with it. Tap dances along the end line. Parrish straight up on Lister. Won't go down.
And Lister really did a nice defensive job that time. Robert has a habit of putting the ball on his left hip before he takes that jump shot, and that's where Lister's hand was.
Lister's got Ainge in a switch down low, and Bird saw the pass coming to Cummings. Parrish wants the ball on Pressey. And the foul will go on Paul Pressey on the reach in. Mike Glenn and Randy Brewer are up off the Milwaukee bench, set to come into the game. 4 fouls now on Paul Pressey.
Was on number 25, Paul Pressey, his 4th
He
personal.
will stay in the game. Lister and Hodges go sit down for Milwaukee.
Number 45, Randy Brewer. Number 10, Mike Glenn.
Bird for 3. Another rebound to Ainge. Larry will try again. Like Larry's saying, I'm still out here. Milwaukee wants a tie. 10th rebound for Danny Ainge. 5:54 to go here in the third. Boston back up by 21. Sports Channel will continue to replay the great moments of the Hartford Whalers. Join us on Wednesday, June 4th at 8 p.m. for a replay of the Whalers and the Sabres. December 13th telecast. That's coming up June 4th at 8 o'clock. Dennis Johnson with Pressey up top. Here's Cummings. DJ in a switch. Dennis a nice job, and Cummings turns it over. Stepped on the end line.
Boston with a little double team themselves, taking the ball out of Cummings' hands and creating a little confusion. Don Nelson saying now, well, this one here, be a learning experience, you know, a learning experience.
Bird just faced up on Fields and buried it.
Well, if I were playing Bird, that's what I would give him, the outside shot.
Well, the Bucks made a 9-point run, and the Celtics come right back and hit them with 9 straight. Cummings breaks that string.
The Bucks really are not that good, Mike, at coming back from a big deficit. They don't have an explosive fast break team.
8 points for Robert Parrish all here in the third quarter.
You know, they can come back from 10 down, 12 down. They peck away, play some good D, but 20 points plus, tough for them.
Kenny Fields is in double figures with 11. 4:20 to go here now in the third. Bird. Yes, sir.
Great pass from Danny Ainge.
Fields looks to answer. McHale the rebound. Up to DJ. Wants it. Got it.
That was a good shot. Robert Parrish was nestled with great position for the rebound should DJ have missed.
The Celtics looking to stretch it out a little bit here on the Bucks. They clear aside for Pressey. And the basket will count. The foul is going to go on Danny Ainge.
Well, DJ sent the baseline. He was pointing on, this is where I'm going to get some help. Only nobody got there as Nelson had alertly pulled the weak side of the offense way up high, so none of the Celtics could get there in time. I mean, that's the type of stuff that you got to communicate when you're out on the floor. DJ was trying to give a signal, but if anybody had dropped below the foul line, it would have been an illegal defense. Got to say, push him back to the middle, push him back to the middle.
Bucks looking to trap a little bit again. Parrish. Count it, and a foul. Bill Walton in, Kevin McHale out. Kevin with those 4 personal fouls sits down with 17 points. Walton the big first half, 11 points and 7 rebounds.
His first personal foul, 3rd on the team.
Robert 5 of 7 shooting here in the third quarter and gets the rebound of his miss. Parrish is hit by Brewer on the way through.
I don't think they have a lot of respect for Randy Brewer.
His 3rd
Whoever Randy Brewer is guarding, they feel they can go right to the hoop on him.
Little miscommunication. One of the few times you'll see it.
Well, somebody took the electrodes off.
Zigged when he should have zagged.
Yeah, you know, that mental telepathy didn't work that time. The electrodes were off. Not enough neutrons, whatever it is.
Here's Brewer. Gets the basket and draws a foul from Walton.
He was a real project player for Don Nelson. I think first time I saw Randy Brewer with the Bucks, got up for a timeout, went to sit back down on the bench and missed it by 2 inches. I'll tell you, he was not what you'd call very mobile, altogether player. He's come along.
Bird for 3. 28 now for Larry.
Was it 3 or 2?
Give him 2 on that?
I think he gave him 2.
All right. Like 3 from here. Here goes Brewer again. Short with the jumper. Harris. And Brewer is called with the foul.
I mean, Randy Brewer never moved. And Robert Parrish just wheeled around, created enough room for 2 dribbles. And finally, Brewer got the idea that he better do something about it. Here's DJ coming along the baseline. Thought he had a shot. Fields cut him off. DJ walking a tightrope, pulls it up. Said, what the heck? Let's get it inside the Parrish. And there's Larry Bird. And boy, as he played a game, and a guy right behind him, Danny Ainge. But here is the 3-pointer. That was called a 2-pointer.
Maybe a toe in the line, maybe.
I mean, if Bob Lanier was playing in the NBA right now, he'd never be able to shoot a 3-pointer. Either his toe would be on the line or his heel would be out of bounds.
That's right.
That's a narrow little space there, you know.
He'd be shooting hooks from out there, though, too.
Sure would.
Michael Lynn, that's his game, ceasing the rebound. Two minutes to play here in the third.
2 minutes remaining in the quarter.
9 on the shot clock. Milwaukee ball. Dennis Johnson turns and looks at Mike Mathis after he got bumped out of bounds.
Good patience that time by the Celtics, however. Didn't have a good shot. They threw a double screen. Wedman popped out. He had 2 counts to get the shot off.
Ricky Pierce in traffic won't go. And it'll be Milwaukee ball. Robert Parrish knocking it out of bounds.
A tough rebound that time by Ricky Pierce. Went right up inside of Robert Parrish.
Pierce is just 1 of 8. We've got a blocking foul called on Alton Lister, I believe.
Yep. A little offensive foul on the pick.
Walton is battling down there, as you can see, with Davis. Scotty Wedman won't go down. Parrish and Davis and Walton still battling. Milwaukee ball, says Mike Mathis.
I tell you, Davis is not turning Walton loose 1 instant. Look at, gets knocked off the court. Davis keeps on him. I mean, the Celtics are not getting a break here.
Lister spins. The hook won't go down, and Walton clears. Up to Wedman. Scott's alone on the break. Well, Robert looked, nothing happened. And Walton just got flattened underneath, and the foul is going to go.
And Charles Davis is getting a little rambunctious now. And I mean, he did not turn Walton loose the last time on the rebound, and now he's upset as Walton went to the floor.
And Greg Kite gets up off the Boston bench.
I think Greg Kite is going to say, you're going to start throwing people around. I think we're going to throw some people around.
Robert Parrish sits down. The Chief had 10 third-quarter points. A lot of those coming after the Bucks had made that little run to get back to about 14. Jerry Reynolds checks into the lineup for the Milwaukee Bucks with 52 seconds left to go here in the third.
I'll tell you, this is as small a team as you can put on the court for the NBA. Reynolds going to be the center at 6'8".
He or Davis, I guess.
Yeah. Davis is only 6'7".
Bill Walton continues perfect at the free throw line for the '86 playoffs. Reynolds is handling the ball in the backcourt. Quite a shot by Davis. 6 for Davis. DJ, quick shot, got it. 14 for Dennis. It's a calculated shot by Boston as they get the ball back now at least one more time. Davis, same type of shot. Battle underneath. Kite and Davis. And I think the foul is going to go on Greg. He was getting a little testy down here.
There's Kite down on the floor, and Reynolds with the good hands. Davis with the good hands keeps it. Greg ended up with a lot of uniform in the face.
Davis to shoot a couple.
I tell you, he's a feisty guy.
Davis 6'7", 215. He looks a little more solid than that out of Vanderbilt. The Celtics will look for the final shot here. Walton, yes, with 2 seconds from Dennis Johnson.
Beautiful pick and roll play. Excellent pass by DJ.
Well, the Celtics stretch it out after the Bucks made a run here in the third. Boston has opened it up to 25, 93, 68. Welcome back to the Garden, everybody. Mike Gorman along with Tom Heinsohn, and we're about to enter the fourth quarter here. There are the numbers after 3. The Bucks with 71 shots, but still shooting just 37%. Boston 11-point advantage in rebounds. Turnovers a lot closer now. The Celtics taking pretty good care of that ball in the third quarter. And shooting much better at the free throw line. They're doing everything better.
Well, this is not the kind of lineup that the Bucks have out on the court that would inspire you to wonder if they're going to win the title, I tell you, because they're going to spread them out. No center, just wide open play. People driving to the hoop.
Mike Glenn won't go down. Well, they're not going to get many rebounds.
Nope. They better make that shot. Try to augment this maybe with a little bit of a press, but
Wedman. Yes, and a foul is going to go on Reynolds. It might get a little rough, too.
Foul was on number 35, Jerry Reynolds.
That's like page 95 on the playbook, and there's Reynolds really going after Scott Wedman. Great Kite with good position. Hadn't it gone in, they're going to need this guy as the playoffs go further and further. His outside shooting really caused a lot of problems against the Lakers. Probably do the same thing should they play the Rockets, the Celtics.
Davis will try. Foul is going to go on Greg Kite for walking Reynolds off the floor.
That's not too hard a proposition to walk Reynolds off the floor. I mean, he's just a stick.
Seasting out on Hodges. He and Carlisle are guards right now. Wedman the loose rebound. Scott will try it. Picked off by Davis.
Good block out by Davis that time.
Reynolds looking to do something, and the foul again is going to go on Greg Kite. It's 3 on Greg.
A little fancy footwork on Reynolds, and Greg tried to cut him off with the pass, but dropped a boulder or two on him as he rode by.
Get to the pass there. Third on Greg, you see him turn around and he's talking with Casey Jones.
Casey's saying, if you're going to hit him, nail him.
They can remember it.
Pretty talented kid, though. He's got good outside shot, can put it on the floor, can pass it.
Reynolds, that is.
Yep. He's about, I'd say another 20 pounds.
Carlisle directing the traffic for Boston. Walton looking over the top of Fields. Gives it to Scott behind the screen. Kite tried to keep it alive, but Reynolds came up with it, and Walt knocked it away. Glenn gets it up quickly to Pierce. Basket will count, and a foul. 4 points for Ricky Pierce, who's had a rough shooting night. Rick Carlisle picking up the foul.
Well, they get it up, and before the Celtics defense is set, they decide to penetrate, and Carlisle did not cut him off. He angled him off a little bit, but bumped him as he was doing that. Ricky Pierce was one of the hot people in the prior series. This is going to be a tough series for Milwaukee. They just do not have the big people. Put a team on the floor like Don Nelson has right now is like Casey Jones got to be licking his chops.
Wedman hits the fall away. Scott now with 7. 5 of those coming here in the fourth quarter. Bucks are not wasting much time if they can help it. Walton swallows up Fields. Reynolds. Rebound Wedman. Seasting will wait for Walton to get in the offense.
Why not? Into the post and a little split.
Wedman is left wide open.
Good pick that time by Greg Kite. And Hodges.
A 27-point Celtic lead. And Greg Kite, I believe, is going to get called with that foul. Is he? Nope, they gave it to Rick Carlisle, not Greg. That's 3 on Rick Carlisle now in the game. 4 on the Celtics here in less than 3 minutes of this fourth quarter.
Well, what's your opinion of the next game? You tell me right now. Come on.
Okay, well, I can't believe the Bucks could shoot this badly again. But I don't think they have any answers inside, and I don't know how they're going to solve that problem.
Well, going to require a little bit of psychology by Don Nelson, because this is a good old-fashioned whipping. And those players on his team are not exactly dumb, you know, and they know that they got thumped tonight. You got to turn around in psychology, number one, which is not as tough a job as you might think. But Terry Cummings has to be a real key player. I don't think he can miss a shot if this team is going to win.
Rick Carlisle knocks one down from the corner. Reynolds. Walton the rebound. Scott Wedman keeps it alive. Underneath Kite.
And I forgot about old Greg Kite.
Sure did. A timeout is called by the Bucks, and Don Nelson is not happy with his crew at all. 8:47 to go in the game. 104-75 Boston. days after the last playoff game for delivery. Mike Glenn underneath steals, and the foul is going to go on Wedman, who didn't give him the jam. David Thirdkill now is in the lineup for Boston. It's Thirdkill, Kite, Carlisle, Seasting, and Wedman. Reynolds, Glenn, Fields, Hodges, and Pierce are out there for the Milwaukee Bucks. We are seeing the benches of both teams.
You know, the team that I thought would give the Celtics the most trouble was the Hawks. If they could have gotten their fast break game down, which they never really did do.
No, they never did. The Celtics never let them.
Well, I don't think they really know how to unleash all of that yet totally. But this team here, even if Philadelphia had won, I think
Kite for two.
Celtics.
Steal by Scott Wedman.
Yes, sir.
Sorry, Teven. Well, Thirdkill. Get in there. David will be at the line. All right, Tom.
Well, I think either one of the teams coming out of this round for the conference championship, whether it be Philadelphia or Milwaukee, was not going to give a true test to the Celtics. And looking at Sam Vincent ready to come in.
Jerry Seasting goes out. No, Jerry's not going to go out. Well, yes, he is.
The road to the championship last year for the Lakers was some easy first rounds. And they might be extended. You know, it was quite a surprise that the Mavs took them as far as they did. I think Houston is going to extend them a little bit further than people think. Boston might come into the finals a lot more rested team than they did last year.
Kite the block on Pierce. Gets it out quickly to Vincent. Celtics running 3-on-2. Thirdkill. Blocked nicely by Reynolds. Here comes Glenn the other way. Pierce will take it. Long. Rebound to Kite. Rick, a nice move. Takes it in. It won't go down. Fields walked with it before he shot it. Vincent the rebound. Slapped away. Sam's got it. Weaving his way in the forecourt. Great pass to Thirdkill. Heck of a pass by Sam Vincent.
Well, Sam is going to be a player. We all know that. Just a question of time.
Kite the first block, but Davis got the rebound. Sam Vincent calling the play. Carlisle will fire. Hit.
I think that backcourt combination of Sam Vincent and Carlisle could be a good one. Carlisle, the off guard, can hit that outside shot a lot like Randy Whitman. Vincent can penetrate.
Milwaukee wants a timeout. 6:40 to go in this game. 110-78. Boston. All right, Jerry Seasting is in. Randy Brewer is back in. There you see the difference in front court scoring. Boston 53-21. Reynolds hard off the glass. The 3-second violations called on Greg Kite. He and Brewer were.
Don
Nelson, please, Don. Please.
Coaching up a storm, Don. Keep coaching, baby.
He's trying to get fouls called on Greg Kite.
Don Nelson's jacket size went up size of 2 in the last 6 months.
David Thirdkill reaching in there for the foul.
You know, he used to kid me. Don Nelson when he was a player. I said, just wait till you retire. Just
Nelly
wait.
Can't kid anybody right now.
He can't kid anybody right now. You You know, the Bucks in the draft, they've been mired in the middle. You know, not much opportunity to really improve themselves. And we all recognize Nelson's done a great job, and this Bucks team is not packed for power. They've really done it defensively, and I feel that they win 15 games a year because of the scheduling. You don't get an opportunity to practice against their defense.
Well, you had mentioned that in the first half, and I wanted to ask you about it. You said you thought they were a little bit of a myth.
Illusion.
I like that better.
Well, you know, you play this type of defense, and maybe you're the only team in the league that can do it. So you really have to go out a day and practice against it on the floor. Your coach has to say, here's what they do, and here's what we have to do. And if you're playing 3 games in a row, you never get a chance to do that, and you suck up about 10, 15 wins doing that.
Traveling violation on Davis. That's a good call. I wasn't sure what Jess Kersey was going to call there. Davis threw up the shot and then caught it after he'd come down. Rick Carlisle's trying to get in the game. Not going to let him. Third kill. Nifty move.
He'll find a way.
Reynolds sent back at him by Kite. 4-on-1 Boston break. David, tough time getting the handle. Rebound Glenn. Milwaukee 3-on-2 the other way. Steals. Reynolds just took Kite out of the play with a cross body block.
Well, Kite tried to draw the charge.
He didn't.
Drew a green jersey in the face.
Wedman will fire. Scott now with 11 to tie his playoff high. Randy.
So, working on that one-on-one move.
Yeah, I guess he is.
Watch out if the guard gets in there and sticks a hand out there to try and steal a dribble.
Vincent the pull-up. Rebound. Brewer and Kite fighting for it. Here comes Reynolds.
Look at Randy.
See, he doesn't. He comes back and he tries to shoot a jump shot out there. I don't quite understand that move. Vincent coast to coast. Got it.
I tell you, those couple of passes that David's third kill had the Milwaukee defense wondering if he was going to pass or shoot. Good reading of the defense by Sam Vincent.
Milwaukee calls a timeout. 3:51 left to go in the game. And the Celtic lead is 31 points. It's about as good.
Red tried to fake him out. You know,
the old Brad Daugherty quote there.
Blew a little smoke at Pat Williams. And Celtics are going to get a player nonetheless. It would be Brad Daugherty or Bias or Person.
Bedford.
Harpley.
Brewer was looking for a cutter. Vincent there on the double team. Who's open? Nobody. Third killer rebound. Sam's off to the races.
I like it, Sam. Nice going, Sam. Wham, bam, Sam.
Sam can get up there. Reynolds, and the foul was called on Carlisle as he reached in.
I mean, this is a monumental blowout.
Indeed it is.
And Don Nelson has played his fourth quarter with virtually the second unit. But here's Sam taking off. Good outlet pass on the fly. Sam. Yes, sir.
Reynolds missing the first of two. Well, the Bucks once lost a playoff game by 36 points against the Knicks.
When was that?
1970.
Haven't lost too many like this since Nelson's been coaching, however.
Jerry Seasting. In and out, and Brewer's got it. Mike Glenn pulls up. Kite the rebound of that miss.
Good outlet.
Seasting skipping through, finds Kite in the cut. 6 for Greg. And the lead gets bigger. Glenn. First bucket of the night for Mike Glenn, who's seen quite a few minutes in this ballgame. 2.5 to play. 120-88. As you see, it is a blowout of mammoth proportions, and it has been all night long. 2-on-1 break. Vincent, the only one back, and Glenn gets another basket.
Next game is Thursday, correct?
You got it.
Well, Bucks are going to have to get physically better. Moncrief is supposed to play
Thursday. That's what we understand.
And they'll have to get their heads in this series, too, if they're going to challenge the Celtics at all.
Seasting, a nice job to pick that ball off, and it'll be Boston ball. Nice play by Jerry Seasting.
Reynolds never saw him coming as Seasting just picks it off. It really should have been Buck's ball, but give it to the White.
If that's a break, it's one of the first ones the Celtics have gotten today. Carlisle, quick release, won't go down, and Brewer's got the rebound. Outlets it to Glenn. He gets double teamed. Davis looking for help, and then he fires. Rebound Seasting. Sam Vincent nicely for Carlisle. Good left hand out of Rick Carlisle. 6 points for Rick, who's got himself a playoff high tonight.
Casey Jones rewarding the green team after a week of hard practice.
Fields, basket will count, and he'll go to the line. Fields has his playoff high for the year, too, tonight with 16 points, and then the first half was the only one who could find the bucket. As we look at the Celtic coaching staff, has to feel pretty good about that week of practice. Third kill takes down the Fields miss. David, and he will go to the line. Greg Kite nearly with the jam on the follow.
Hey, Kenny Fields not a bad basketball player. Surprised, you know, we did a few games this year against the Bucks. We didn't see that much of Kenny Fields. He was hurt a little bit at the beginning of the season, but he can stick it.
David rolls in the first.
The suspense of this game has caused half this building to evacuate.
Has evacuated.
I thought the Russians turned the radiation loose in here or something. I mean, they're cleaning out of here.
Fields hits again. Alley-oop doesn't go down. Third kill, the rebound. Tipped in by Kite. 8 points for Greg Kite. Davis takes it in for 2. Carlisle underneath, won't go down. Kite's rebound won't go down. Loose ball is stolen away by Carlisle. Directs a little traffic. Vincent hits it.
That's what's going to make him a great player. The ability to hit that 18, 19-foot shot. I mean, he's going to have an arsenal.
Won't go down. A rebound. Vincent. 2, 1. Sam. That was close. A blowout of the first order for the Boston Celtics in game number 1. Final score here at the Garden. Boston 128. Milwaukee 96.